by Stephanie, I don't know if I'm saying her name right, Human Law, with text by Stephanie and Barbara Moore. I love Barbara Moore's tarot books. She always writes an excellent book, and I love the way that she very clearly describes the cards and how to build a relationship with them. I've been a fan of this artist's work for quite a long time, so I was very excited when I found out she was writing and creating a tarot deck. I purchased this deck about a year ago, so I've had plenty of time to work with it, and it's one of my favorite tarot decks. The deck itself comes in this gorgeous box. It is a little bit pricier than some other decks. The list price is $28.95, and I think I got it on Amazon for $25 maybe, or $20. It's been a little while now, so I don't quite remember, but it's definitely worth the investment. Inside of the box, there is a real, actual tarot book, the Shadowscapes Companion. It's an excellent book. It's not a little white book. It's sharply detailed. It's about 253 pages long. And the intro by Barbara Moore is great. It's not too lengthy, but if you've never worked with tarot before, it gives you a good introduction. And then, for each of the major arcana, there's a copy of the card itself, the size of the book. It is in black and white, but it gives you a bigger detail of the cards. A lot of the complaints that I heard about when I was researching different reviews of the deck is that the artwork itself is too small on the card, and it's difficult to get a feeling for the images and the signs for your unconscious and your intuition to pick up on. I actually disagree with that, but if you do find that to be true, then the artwork that's recreated in the book can help you to get a better handle on the meanings behind the images and exactly what the images are on the cards themselves. For the minor arcana, you still get a full page printout. The meanings are not quite as long as for the major arcana, but you're still getting at least a page worth, as you can see here with the Four of Wands, a page's worth of information and meaning. I love the fact that she does discuss the images and why they're chosen for the cards in the book itself. So I really, really enjoy the book, and I hope that if you do buy the deck, or if you already own the deck, you take the time out to read the book. It is worth your time. It teaches you a lot about tarot and about this tarot deck in particular. So the deck itself is about the size of my Tarot of the Vampires deck. It has beautiful scroll work in the shape of the world in the back. It kind of reminds me of like fairy tale Celtic knotwork almost, even though it's not quite. I mean, there's all kinds of images. You have the images of the suits. There's the wings, the pentacles. You have the goddess Spiral, the sun in the middle, the fox, the lizard, the crow, the turtle, like all these different animals that are associated with the suits you can see through the work in the main circle. So the images themselves, I really, really love the images. And I guess I do understand why it's kind of too much going on for some people, but I actually love the fact that you can see the whole picture of her artwork. So what I want to do is just show you a few of my favorite cards from the deck, and I actually have quite a few because this is such a gorgeous deck. And I really love her interpretations of the major arcana especially. I think she kind of branches out a little bit. She still sticks with the Rider-Waite-Smith theme, but she has her own interpretation. This is the card of Justice, and I love the way that it's balanced. You know, black and white, with the butterflies, the chance for actualization, realization, and learning, creating a new beginning if necessary. I love that card. The High Priestess is one of my favorite depictions of the High Priestess in any of my tarot decks. I love that the owl is included and the pomegranate, and you see her just floating there. Absolutely gorgeous. Also, I typically don't like depictions of the Judgment card in most tarot decks, but I actually love it in this deck. She discusses the meaning behind the flowers and the butterflies and everything that is pictured in this painting and depicted. But really you get the feeling that this is a call to see what you've done, but also start over. Then I also typically, I don't find myself loving a lot of more Rider-Waite-Smith focused decks, their depiction of the Emperor, but I love the depiction of the Emperor in this deck. I really feel like I get the feeling of the Green Man from him. And I just love that. Again, same thing. I don't view the Devil card the way a lot of people do, and so I oftentimes don't like the depiction of the Devil in tarot, but I really love the depiction of the Devil in this deck. I feel like you get the point and the message, but it's in a way that isn't necessarily so scary. And you can see that a lot of times the confinement is one that's caused by yourself and not by something else. So that's the Devil card. Also, I love the depiction of the Tower in this deck. Although if you're not familiar with the theme of the Tower, you might have difficulty, I don't know, it might be a little more difficult to figure out what the Tower is talking about here, but I love it. I think it's gorgeous. Then Temperance, a slightly different way to show temperance, but still you're getting that idea of the melding of two disparate units to create something completely new. The idea of patience that's necessary for creation. And with the Hermit, I just love this depiction of the Hermit. It's beautiful. You get that feeling of the wisdom, this from the Solitary, but in a very beautiful way. Then with the Death card, we have the Phoenix, which I love. Very beautiful. The Hierophant, I like this depiction as well because he's depicted as the old man in the tree instead of the Pope. And I enjoy that. I like that. This, when I got this deck, I was still getting to know tarot as a whole. And this depiction of the Hanged Man really helped me to see that it's about Odin and the Tree of Life. And I knew that, but I hadn't really felt that until I saw the Hanged Man in this deck, and I was like, oh, I get it now. I get the point, and I get the mythology that goes along with it. And so this depiction of the Hanged Man is very important to me and special to me, even though maybe it's not my favorite artistic depiction of the Hanged Man. It's still got the story across to me of the Hanged Man in a very beautiful way, and so it's always one of my favorite cards in this deck. As far as the minor arcana go, the Element of Swords is actually one of my favorite the Suit of Swords is actually one of my favorite artistic depictions in this deck, and I typically don't love the Suit of Swords the way that most artists choose to represent them, but I love the way that she did in this deck. I mean, you can see, here's the Two of Swords. Just the depiction of between black and white and choice and how our thoughts are creating. There's the Three of Swords. Our reality, I really love. It's very, I don't know, it just calls to mind that element of air to me and how my thoughts are creating my reality when I look at it. Here's the Nine of Swords. It's very, very beautiful. In the Suit of Wands, and there are totems associated with the suits, and she does discuss that in the book. That's why I'm saying it's really great to read it and get a handle on it. With the Suit of Wands, we have the fox. And so while some of these are really close to the Rider-Waite-Smith depiction of the suits, I just think the colors and the animals that she chooses here, they make it a little easier to figure out what the message is. Again, Eight of Wands. Seven of Wands, which I really love, that you see the fox fighting the badger to protect her children. And then I love the Three of Wands in this deck. I think you really get the idea that it's a spiritual solo journey that's about to happen, that it requires faith and trust to step out into the unknown. Let me see, how am I doing? Okay, I still have time. So the cups are also really beautiful in this deck. Here's the 10 of cups. I love the depiction of the man and the woman, mermaid and merman, I guess. It's very beautiful. Six of Cups. Now, again, here it does come in, like you have to actually be looking at it in person to get the full effect. But you can see that she's sharing tea, this little girl with her stuffed animals. And it's very, very pretty. I love that one. The Five of Cups I really love because she's looking into the fishbowl. You know, she's looking into the past. Maybe being stuck there when she doesn't need to be. I love the celebration that's depicted between the mermaids here in the Three of Cups. And then the Two of Cups is beautiful again. We see the lovers. Very lovely. I love that one. The Nine of Pentacles is gorgeous as well from the Pentacle suit. I love that feeling of solitary accomplishment. Seeing just how far you've come. The hard work represented by the spider in the Eight of Pentacles. And her web. The loss, disillusion represented in the Five of Pentacles. And then I think that the Three of Pentacles is really beautiful here. From the court cards are also gorgeous. My two favorite court cards, which I'll just show you my two favorite as far as depiction. The King and Queen of Pentacles, I really get the feeling of the Green Man and the Green Woman of the Forest in the two of them. They're just so, can you see them both? Hold on. There we go. They're so earthy, and you just feel that, I don't know, I just feel that, I really feel like I'm in the forest and I'm in that element when I'm looking at the two of them. The Queen of Swords, however, is just gorgeous. I am going to show you her before I wrap this up. So this is an absolutely gorgeous deck. It's beautiful. The cards themselves, I wish the stock was a little bit heavier, but it's not. It's pretty lightweight, as you can tell. So you do have to take good care of them, just as you would with any tarot deck, though. But I find that the cards speak to me really well, almost in a cryptic manner. Like I have to really be grounded and pay attention to get the message. But when I do, it's always quite clear. Occasionally, I do use these in readings for other people. However, for the most part, it's a personal deck. It's just really special and very beautiful deck. So I highly recommend the Shadowscapes Tarot deck. And if you already have it, let me know what you think of it. I would love to hear your opinions and viewpoints as well. Thanks for watching. Bye.